Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale.
Might as well. Might as well. I mean, of course, they already, the ball started rolling on that already. Of course, I'm talking about CM Punk and Roman Reigns getting physical with each other, which I was saying, you know what? They shouldn't. They just shouldn't. Now, I get it. There's time between now and WrestleMania. So they got to do something. I just thought it was more intriguing if neither one of these guys laid a single finger on each other. No pushing, no shoving. Now, that changed a few weeks back. For now, let's go ahead and let's get to a couple of other things. One is this: Brock Lesnar and Oba Finn. This is starting to heat up. It really is. Now, I was under the impression of like, well, you know what? Listen, since Oba Femi um, is the one that got over on Brock Lesnar last week, I was just kind of thinking that, hey, you know what? This week, I think Brock Lesnar is going to get one over on Oba Femi. Boy, was I wrong. Man, was I wrong. It was actually Oba Femi getting one over on Brock Lesnar again. This time, Brock Lesnar, it's not like he was caught off guard or anything of that sort. He gets clotheslined out of the ring. And he gets clotheslined out of the ring the way Kurt Angle used to go get clotheslined out of the ring. I don't recall Brock Lesnar getting clotheslined out of the ring too many times. Maybe I'm sure he has, but that just stood out to me. I'm like, I haven't really seen Brock Lesnar get clothesline out of the ring too many times. So with the way he went out of the ring stood out to me. I'm like, oh, okay, so he just doesn't go straight back. It's not like his feet just fly right back over. No, he goes out the way Kurt Angle used to go out, which I kind of like it. Like the body kind of twists around. And there you go. Over Fleming got one over again on Brock Lesnar. That's 2 weeks in a row. Now, few things to dissect here. Okay, few things to dissect here. One is this. One is because Oba Femi is getting over on is getting one over on Brock Lesnar over and over. And by the way, I don't know if they're both scheduled to be on Raw next week, but if they are, and something similar happens, then I will be convinced. Then I will be convinced. But people are speculating that because they're building the match this way, where Brock Lesnar is the one that's actually, getting power bombed, getting clotheslined out of the ring, can't really compete with Oba Femi's power. He's trying to, but he can't really do it. People are speculating that this is a sign that Brock Lesnar is actually going to win at WrestleMania. And I'm thinking, listen, if this happens again next week, then I'd be convinced. But because there's still time, There's still time before Mania. I mean, if this keeps on happening and the go home show to Mania, right? The go home show, Monday Night Raw, Brock Lesnar just completely opens a big old can of whoop ass. Oh hell yeah! On Oba Fleming, would that change anybody's mind? Because like I said, we still have a couple weeks to go. But if this does happen all the way through, then yes, I will be. I would be convinced that okay, Brock Lesnar is going to win. Is that the worst thing? Here, they're definitely trying to build up Oba Fleming. And by the way, I am becoming more and more of a fan of Oba Fleming. I am. Now, if Brock Lesnar beats Oba Fleming at Mania, does that bury Oba? I guess it depends how Brock wins, right? I mean, Brock. If Paul Heyman, is somewhat involved in the match, even if he just distracts Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar wins that way, I'm not too sure that buries Oba Femi. Now, if it's just straight up, I'm gonna say it may hurt Oba a little bit, but it's not gonna bury him completely. I mean, he's got a full career ahead of him. Now, if they were planning on having Brock Lesnar win, I would say you're gonna have to have Paul Heyman get involved. You're gonna have to have him distract Oba Fleming. You don't want Brock Lesnar just getting over on Oba Fleming just straight up. But nonetheless, man, I look. I am really starting to dig this Brock Lesnar Oba Fleming thing going on, man. I was really thinking that Brock Lesnar was going to get one over on Oba Fleming because of what happened the previous week, but no, back to back weeks it's Oba Fleming, and it's like, oh wow, usually it's Brock Lesnar doing it. So I'm digging it. Now, the other speculation that's going on, and that is with night one, simply because most people already believe that WrestleMania night two is going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns, right? So people are just talking, hey, who's going to main event night one? Now, Paul Heyman, because he had said that Brock Lesnar is a main event at WrestleMania. Now people are jumping all over this, like, hey, is that going to be the main event on night one at WrestleMania? I don't think that's going to work. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's going to be the main event because I don't believe it's going to be. I think Paul Heyman was just being Paul Heyman. He's going to say something to just ignite the WWE universe to get them talking. I don't think that's going to be the main event for WrestleMania night one or night two for that matter. For one, this match is not going to be a long match. I don't think it's going to be a long match at all. I'd be surprised if this match goes over, man, I was going to say 5 minutes, but I'm going to say 7 minutes. I'd be surprised if this match goes over 7 minutes. So it's not going to be a long match at all, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll come back and say, hey, look, I was wrong. This match went on for, 25 minutes or whatever the case may be. But I look, even though it's really, really starting to heat up and it's really starting to interest me, And by the way, outside of CM Punk and Roman Reigns, this is probably the match that I'm probably the most attached to. I still don't think it'll fit well as a WrestleMania Night 1 main event. You're going to have to throw it somewhere in the middle or something of that sort. But nonetheless, hey, look, I like what they're doing with the build up. I do. It's been fun. And no, I don't think um I don't think it's going to main event. Speaking of main eventing night 1, Liv Morgan had really pushed for main eventing night 1. She won the Rumble. She picked La Primera Stephanie Baker. And guess what? Nobody gives a rat's ass anymore. That has fallen so flat. They started attacking each other on stage, and nobody gives a damn. I don't see anybody caring. I didn't care. And that sucks because I like Liv Morgan and I like La Primera. But for one reason or another, I mean, look, when things like this happen, everybody just loves to blame creative and just says, oh, they're not building it right. I'm not that person, man. I'm like, okay, look, they're giving you time to build it. They're giving these ladies time to build it. I don't know if it's just, it just seems odd. I don't know if there's lack of chemistry. Their promos with one another. It's just, it hasn't worked. I don't care, and I like both of them. I'm a fan of both of them. I'm not just gonna blame the creative team like, wow, it's they are not building it right. No, they've given these ladies some time, but there's something about it that is just not clicking. It's just not working right. So I don't know. I'm not even really sure what to think about it. There is no way in hell, no way, unless something changes dramatically between now and WrestleMania. There is no way in hell this match main events night 1 because I don't see anybody giving a rat's ass about it. At times, I'll be honest with you guys, I actually kind of forget about it. I forget that this match is happening at Mania. I'm like, oh, that's right. When I saw Liv Morgan coming out and everything, I forgot what she was involved in until Stephanie starts attacking her. I was like, whoa, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, oh, that's right. That's right. They have a match at Mania. That's right. Because I just kind of forgot. This thing is falling really, really flat, which is sad. Another thing that's falling pretty flat for me, which probably actually has a little bit more going on than Liv and Stephanie, is Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Now, they have to. I'm telling everybody right now, they absolutely have to put some sort of gimmick stipulation match for this. As it stands right now, it just seems like it's a regular match, but they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to, you know, an I quit match. Again, both of their finisher maneuvers are submissions. It's gonna have to be some sort of, I don't know, man, table match or something. No holds bar. Yes, I still call it no holds bar. All that. No disqualification, no countouts or extreme rules. Which that used to be a PLE once upon a time, and it, whatever, man. But they got to do something with that match because we've already seen it. And I really thought they dropped the ball just having Bailey lose and just having Bailey just all right. She moves on. She goes and tags up with Lyra Valkyria, which Bailey kind of had a little bit of a weird, odd moment there in the middle of the ring getting interviewed. Why, by the way, why do people do this? Why do WWE stars do this? Look, I understand promotion. I understand that. But would you stop? Would you stop naming other cities? When you're in a certain city, would you knock it off? She's in the middle of the ring. Where were they at this past Monday? Were they in Boston? I believe they were in Boston. I could be wrong. No, I believe they were in Boston. And they're in Boston. And she's in the middle of the ring after they beat the Kabuki Warriors. And she says, she's talking to, or sending a message, I should say, in the middle of the ring. She's sending a message to Nia Jax. And gosh, what's the other girl's name? Lash Legend, I believe. Which they make a pretty good tag team. Say a message to them, and she has to mention next week in the most famous arena in the world, and everyone starts booing. She loses the crowd. Why do WWE superstars need to do this? Just say next week. Doesn't matter where you're at. Just say we'll see you guys next week. Doesn't matter where you're at. You're in a certain city. Stop naming the other city you're going to. I will see you in Tennessee or in Dallas. I'll see you in San Jose. And you're in a different city. Knock it off. You're telling people, hey, you know what? Look, it's not going to happen in your city, but maybe, just maybe, you can scrape up a couple of bucks and go to another city and you could watch it live. Stop saying that. Just say, I'll see you next week. We'll see you on Raw next week. That's it. That's it. Especially if you're gonna mention New York and when you're in Boston. She lost the crowd. Just say, I'll see you guys next week. But anywho, uh, another another week with no Gunther, which I don't really mind. Look, I didn't even really. I'm not that big of a fan of Gunther. I don't hate the dude either, but to me, Gunther's just kind of like whatever's. I think they're pushing him a little bit too much, but nonetheless, um, no Gunther. And some people aren't down with it because some people really love Gunther. Now, there's the whole thing about him facing Rey Mysterio at Mania, but that Rey Mysterio may not be clear to go. So it's like, okay, well then what do you do with Gunther? Do you really have Gunther miss WrestleMania? I don't think so. Look, whether he has a match or whether he doesn't, which I believe they'll go ahead and they'll find something for him to do. Okay, I do. But he will be at WrestleMania. He will do something at Mania. I believe he's going to have a match. I do believe that. But even if he doesn't, he'll be there and he will do something. He'll get involved some way somehow, with with somebody. That I do believe. I mean, that is Triple H's boy. He loves Gunther. So, um, I'm a. I want to see some more of LA Knight. Yeah, but apparently, I mean, there's some speculation that he may be injured. I'm not really sure about that, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and let's get to the meat on the bone, man, and that is CM Punk and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Let me see, where is the tribal chief? Aha, here we go. Gosh, man, I really, really enjoyed myself at that WrestleMania. Damn, that WrestleMania was great. Unlike last year's WrestleMania, which I mean, well, the night one was pretty fun. But anyway, Roman Reigns, I knew that he was going to be there, but I was like, okay, what's going on? We got CM Punk in the ring, and then here come the Usos, right? Here come the Usos. Uh, I mean, one at a time. Obviously, Jay is much, much more upset. Looks like he wants to throw down with CM Punk, right? Jimmy is a little bit more the voice of reason, trying to reason with his brother. And then eventually, at some point, here comes Roman Reigns. Now, it's kind of taking Roman back to his heel days, which Roman, I'll tell you guys, man, Roman is really falling into the category of he's not a heel and he's not a babyface. He's just Roman Reigns. He's OTC, which I don't know if he needs to be referred to as OTC anymore. The whole Solo Sokoa thing is done and over with. But anyway, Roman Reigns, he's just Roman Reigns. He's just the tribal chief. He's not really a baby face. He's not really a heel. He's just him, right? Goes down to the ring and in only the way that he can, right? Just the way he speaks slowly and every word that he says matters. When he tells Jimmy, "You guys had a match, right?" He says, "Yes." So get your brother and leave my ring. Like that right there, that took it back to when the bloodline was actually a thing. Because, I mean, there's no bloodline anymore. There hasn't been for a while. But that really took me back to when the bloodline was actually together. I was like, oh, ho, 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 ho. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Okay, now we're talking. And of course, things got a little out of hand. And just like I was saying, which they already have blown it, right? I was saying, look, I don't want these guys to lay a single finger on each other. That already have been ruined. They already have been screwed up. Not too much though. Not too much. Last week's Monday Night Raw, you had CM Punk take a shot at Roman Reigns, and I was like, no, gosh darn it, no. And I'm like, okay, okay, still not too bad, still not too bad. I think it's just much more intriguing if neither one of these guys lay a hand on each other, which that already happened. But I was still thinking like, okay, but it's not much. I think we could still save this. This match just, I think, builds more if these guys don't lay a single finger on each other. They don't need to come out every single week and be in the ring with each other, just talking smack to one another. But I was just like, okay, I think it builds a little bit better if they show each other disrespect. Okay, respect in the sense of I'm not going to touch you, I'm not going to attack you, but disrespect with the words. But of course, this time, boy, they really did it. It wasn't just one shot. Oh no, somebody had to go through the announce table. And what was cool about it was that, which kind of makes me think, where do the Usos go with all of this? Because you got CM Punk, who's saying he'll get down with all three of them. You got CM Punk in the ring on his own. You got both of the Usos in there, Jimmy and Jay, and you got Roman Reigns in there. It's like, okay, are they gonna jump him? That's what it looked like, especially with Jay. And Jay's all like, you know what you need to do. You need what. Oh, I just attack him, spears him, takes him outside the ring, puts him through the announce table. I'm not gonna say it was the worst thing. It was entertaining to see, but it was entertaining to see because these guys had not laid a single hand on. Well, like I said, I shouldn't say laid a single hand on each other. Yes, you had CM Punk strike Roman Reigns last week. The whole old thing, you're old. It's like if that really bothered CM Punk, and so, like, I'm I'm not gonna use just for men like Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, Roman Reigns does have a little salt in his pepper, but it was entertaining. It was entertaining. I don't know how much more we need to see these guys. I don't know how much more. Is it going to be every single week leading up to WrestleMania that you're going to have both of these guys in the ring with each other? Because you may just be damaging the main event. I said it last week. I don't think these guys need to be in front of each other to the go home show of Raw. I'm sorry, Raw. Go home to WrestleMania. Keep them apart from each other. Have them cut promo, sure. Is it must watch television when both of these guys are in the ring? Yes. But the more you do it, the more you do it, and the more you have these guys put hands on each other and beat the crap out of each other, the more it cheapens the main event, honestly. I think I must say it again, what I said last week. I think it's time to keep these guys apart from each other until the very last Raw before Mania. But that's just my thoughts. Very quickly, I'll end it with this. Because jokingly, I've been saying, hey, you know what would be cool? You know what would be pretty badass? If, if, um, if Ted DiBiase comes back for the whole Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. You know, you get the whole, hey, who's Randy Orton talking to? Who's Randy talking to? Well, Ted DiBiase is off the hook now. See, in my mind, I was like, there's no way in hell it's gonna be Ted DiBiase. He's really facing some, some pretty bad legal issues. He's facing some, prison time, man. Well, he's off the hook for everything. And now I'm just kind of like, well, I guess maybe it can happen. I mean, they will build this matchup even more. Or maybe just continue the storyline if Ted DiBiase doesn't come back until Mania during the match. But I guess it is possible now. For dang sure that would be a like holy smokes moment. But we shall see. All right, I'm out of here.
Take it home and I'll tell you how.